Hey, what is going on, fellow lawyers? And welcome back to case number 4. Okay, so we're meeting this new fella here. He's going to tell us more about the case, I imagine. Oh god, I forgot. The headphones just immediately screamed low battery as soon as we started the episode. Well, let's see how we get on, but if they do cut out, I will have to just randomly sign out. So we'll see how long we can go on for. We can only examine him, I guess. Step 1. We're just taking huge bites out of chips. Could we trouble you? What do you think? Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eating out of your hand, you know. But she told me it was foolproof. What's he doing? I'm a busy man, a very busy man. He's just eating a whole cod in 2 bites. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. And all because of some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters. There's no need to rip us apart as well. I don't believe we've been introduced. He's a defence lawyer. Eh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm his judicial assistant. Eh? It's lovely. It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? What? Is he just going to turn into a gentleman? It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable! How did she pull that off? So, Lord Stronghart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? Inspector? What's the matter with her? Does this detective's name mean something to her? Sure. What's up, Greg? Son of Greg. Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? Damn. No, she read about him in one of Holmes's weird books. Or Sholmes, I should say. You're acting like you know this man, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact. Very well? Yes, he features prominently in The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. I knew it! I thought it'd be something weird like that. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rants Magazine? That's right. They enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible. Oh, well, I don't know about that. He isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. He is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words. That's his highest praise. Well, he isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he is not, and thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumours about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumours? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head. Stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying. But I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs. What a weird saying. I get a feeling this detective could be very hard work.
Oh dear, perhaps a sudden rise to fame does change people.
Okay, that was a bit long and tangenty. On with the case. So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. Nothing to tell, really. Okay, he put his food away. As far as we're concerned at the Yard, it couldn't be simpler.
Oh dear, that probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated.
I wish you were wrong about that, but I've a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking along the pavement of Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Oh yeah, I vaguely remember the cutscene from last episode. Fortunately it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in hospital unconscious. Well, that is a good thing. She was like face down in the cobbles. It was a pretty savage cutscene.
That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind?
I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off of her Susato takedown, would you?
That is neither here nor there.
Brace yourself, you've angered her now. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. So, there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit.
Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognised the person in question?
Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow. No, it's him, the vampire. No! Sounds like you've heard of him then. He's going to be happy to see us, isn't he?
Oh yes, we are very familiar with him. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself.
The Reaper of the Bailey. Bam, bam, bam. Why is it such happy music just after you find out such a crushing piece of news? This guy who we faced in court only yesterday.
He told us about him before the trial, didn't he?
Yeah, it'd be cutscene-y. We can just, or flashbacky. We can just mash through this. Sacrificial lambs. We didn't get damned, so we broke the streak. This Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it?
Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against him, he secured a verdict of not guilty.
Ha! And what of it?
Oh, well, I think that means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? He put his chips in his pocket? Whatever happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead. Ah. Oh, yeah, it's him. I forgot all about that. He came a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What are you saying? Look, if he could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles, he works magic. Black magic. Oh damn, this guy sounds evil as fuck. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that? Damn it, down that cod. In one bite, lad. It's like a pelican just swallowing it whole. Right, well, I've filled you in as requested and I'm very nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you, where the incident took place?
That's correct, Mom. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You've branded him a criminal already? He's as good as, shaking like a leaf in his cell he is. He'll give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way. Inmate 53. Thank you. Tip of the cap. Teleportation. So, there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say.
Is something troubling you?
Damn, she looks hella sad.
To tell the truth, when I recalled the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too.
Wait, did Ryu say that last line? But if the man they've arrested is innocent... You could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell, and I for one wouldn't find the sight of that funny.
So...
If I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself, and I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. And what's this Reaper's gimmick? He just downs wine in court and throws the glass against the wall whenever he's backed into a corner. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help?
Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant.
I wonder is this her little tune? Weird. Just looked up at the TV and saw 3 cows locked in a van. Wonder what the hell's going on over there. Thank you. So then, shall we?
Yes, let's go.
Boom, baby. Moving out to... We should probably look at the crime scene before talking to someone, just because we can probably open up more evidence or routes to talk about, instead of doing it the other way around. Scene of the crime, let's go. Unless someone just says piss off and go to the prison, then that decision will be made for us. Briar Road. I have never heard of a Briar Road. I wonder if it is a real street here in London. Would be interesting to find out. So, this is where it happened, Briar Road.
Ah, look!
A snowman?
Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak.
That is their job, you know.
But to see one with my own eyes. They're often depicted in the adventure of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt I'd ever come this close to a real Bobby's helmet.
Whoa, phrasing. What? The helmet? I always heard the legend where I think the gimmick is if you're pregnant and I don't know if the law says you have to be desperate for the toilet, but I guess you could only really get away with it if you were. But you can ask for one of those specific hats. And I don't know if the officer has to, but he can actually give you that to piss in if you're nowhere near a toilet. But I'd imagine that's such an antiquated law that, yeah, it probably doesn't get used much in this day and age, right?
Hee hee, of course. I may have to try it one day.
Well, I hope your hatty dream comes true. Interesting way to phrase it. I don't see Inspector Gregson anywhere. Should we see if we can sneak past and investigate the scene of the stabbing?
Why should we sneak?
I don't want to upset one of these bobbies and be butted on the head by one of those metal helmets. What? Policemen don't go around headbutting people. What are you on about? My skull would crack in two, I'm sure.
Oh no, an English bobby would never do such a thing. This is a land of gentlemen, you know.
Even that snowman there, hella gentle. Probably no need to examine here. Oh, I guess so. Oh, we can do the gimmick. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, a British bicycle, look. Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore.
Someone must be doing some breakneck cycling.
It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride as well.
The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. Hey, I ride a bike to work. I love the open road.
Goodness, do you dislike bicycles?
No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you'd ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you'd agree with me. And why did it do an autosave there? Interesting.
We'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around.
What an awesome invitation. I did that to an old mate in China. I forget what the gimmick was, but we hired a tandem on top of some random castle for a laugh. And then, yeah, I don't know, it must take like 15 minutes to go around the top of this castle. And then when we did the loop, gave the bike back, he was drenched in sweat. And I was just like, oh mate, I didn't pedal a single revolution. Boom, got him.
That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history.
Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here.
We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible.
Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally with reasonably level floors. Yeah, looks like the house took a dent. Okay. I'm gonna guess. Ah, a hole in the gimmick. Oh, look at the windows of that building there. That's not what I meant, but sure.
Are you sure they're windows?
Yeah, but they're all filled in with bricks.
Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property where nobody lives at the moment.
Yeah, but why would you brick up the windows? The smoke coming from the chimney, though.
Oh dear, everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place.
Okay, let's head back and check the bobbies. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons. And we spent enough time doing that for one game.
I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern.
Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on.
Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favours at all.
Oh no! Accidentally twist. No, probably no point in doing the snowman, but this is one of those weird games where that could be the key to solving the case.
Hee hee, what a delightful snowman!
I didn't realise the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though.
Oh, it has a scarf, look.
You'd need one if you were out and it's freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. But yeah, she's just in a kimono. She'd be freezing. Rare time you get snow in London.
I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We certainly can't afford a scarf.
Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss this.
But the person who made the snowman certainly would.
Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow. Damn it. I guess we're going to talk to the person in prison, unless this turns up something.
Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals.
You're very well informed, aren't you?
It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London.
Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then.
But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it, wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone.
No, I wasn't serious. Okay, let us move to prison. Oh man. I like the perspective. Cell number 9, and we're looking for inmate 53. So, these are British prison cells.
Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon.
Yeah, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cosier than these cold stone walls.
Oh, don't! You're making it seem worse.
Apparently our client is in this cell here, but if it's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding in the back of the cell and show your face at once.
Am I a cat as yet with no name? Calling me by a number, it's utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Oh, got another low battery screamed at me there. What? What do you think is going on here? I have no idea. What, I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. What? I don't recognise this guy. What? You could just climb out? Excuse me, but who... Shh! Quiet! What? They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening, even now. I can sense it. What? This guy's an odd job. Right. So, could I ask you what exactly... There you are! You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost? What? We mean you no harm, prisoner. Are you Japanese by any chance? Okay. Found a brother from the homeland. This is beyond my wildest dreams. Okay, maybe he snapped out of whatever paranoia state he was in.
Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all.
Imagine it! It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am in a frightful fix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damn dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving moment.
Who could have guessed that this new client he assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? Ah, what compassion my fellow countrymen show! To dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defeat a mere foreign student! Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nippon! Oh, this guy's like Captain Ginyu. What's going on? A first-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can, I will.
Shan't stay sullen and silent.
I'm not quite sure what I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for the cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said.
My name is what?
And I am his judicial assistant. I am a visiting student sent here by our government.
Notably notoriously named Natsume. Sosuke Natsume.
Okay. What time are we... Let's converse a little bit. Maybe we'll leave it there after this bit. What an unusual name.
Call me Sosuke, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. It's something of a nom de plume.
A nom de plume? You mean an alias? That's right.
No, don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that.
And haiku, that really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government? Hey, just like Kazuma, right?
Yes, that's right.
A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First I had to suffer that misery, and now this.
It's beyond the pale.
Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here? No. I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course.
Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it. No.
What do you mean?
If they'd told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. Oh dear, the headphones just screamed goodbye. So we will leave it there. Actually, let's read this quickly. But no, they told me to study the English language. So I have no idea if game audio actually cuts off when my headphone dies. I would imagine not, but you never know. So yeah, that's unfortunate, an abrupt end, but we were close to leaving it there anyway, guys. So if you like the looks of any of the suggested videos flooding your screen right now, check some of them out, and more importantly, let me know what you think. If you've missed any of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles so far, then catch up. But the main thing, guys, I hope you're well, thanks for watching, and see you again next time.